You're not going to win, yeah.
You just have to.
Reached the Stretch Internet Broadcast Studio. Please enter your 4-digit code now. Your code has been accepted. Your broadcast will begin in 5 seconds.
Welcome back to the Burton Center on the campus of Missouri Valley College, Grover C. Redford Gymnasium, where the second half of our doubleheader about to get underway as the Missouri Valley College Vikings under Coach Chad Lance take on the Baker Wildcats. Sean Dooley is their first-year head coach. He's taken over program after his stint as an assistant at Columbia College. So he was an assistant for Bob Burchard, Columbia College, for several years. So knows the NEI game quite well.
Any
so
coach, he told me in the pregame interview before that he helped Larry Holly up at Williams Jewell.
So he's been around the NEI program for quite some time, and he's doing a nice job. Baker comes in 5-5, tied with CMU and in the league, and 12-8 overall. The Vikings, after that loss, 91-64 on Thursday night at Culver, Stockton College in Canton. They're 4-6 now, and 9-13. We had a chance to visit with both coaches before this one.
Chad Lance joins us for this ball game, and Coach, I didn't get a chance to see the first Baker game, but pretty physical team, I understand.
Yeah, definitely great team. You know, they do a good job sharing the ball and really try to attack you on the inside and isolate a post where they have backside action. So there's a lot of moving parts out there, so there's a lot of stuff to pay attention to.
Now, we just came off a game where a team likes to get it up in the 80s or 90s. A little bit different story with them?
Yeah, definitely. You know, they want the game in the 60s and grind it out and really get to the free throw line. So, we'll spend more time guarding action tonight than we will necessarily particular people.
Who are a couple of their main players?
Well, obviously, Steinledge is a great player. He's an all-conference guy, and he does a great job. He's really expanded his game to outside as well. Not a big three-point threat, but he can shoot it and does a good job of facing and stretching you there from about 15, but very physical, always attacks the glass. And then, a guy that I actually really liked last year is Honore, their point guard. I think that he's solid and he's their engine. So it's a guy that we really got to pay attention to. Then, of course, Anderson, who can really shoot it.
In this league, not much turnaround from that Thursday night, Saturday, and sometimes that's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
back at it.
Yeah, definitely. Our whole quote today has been respond. Obviously, we didn't show up, and we got a chance to come back in and watch tape, and I think it was a situation where we allowed our offense to dictate our defense, and so we definitely got to get back on the saddle and get ready to roll.
A lot of season left. These home games are just absolutely huge.
Yeah, definitely. Playing for one of the top 4 spots, and I think we're sitting in 6th right now, or tied for 6th, and we're able to get maybe a half game lead here, and you got to be able to win at home to earn a home court advantage. So it's a big win for us in a lot of ways.
Coach, talk to you after the game.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, chatting now with Baker's men's coach, Sean Dooley. Coach, first year here, doing pretty well at Baker. You guys 5-5, right in the hunt for one of those top 4 spots in the conference right now.
Yeah, and it changes every week. We kind of tell our guys the way this league is. It's as balanced as it's ever been, top to bottom. You can't take anybody lightly, and if you're fortunate enough to play good ball and go 2-0 in a week, you can kind of move up the standings. Is that jumbled up there? But also you go 0-2 and you're going to drop. So, we've kind of been right in the pack, kind of 1-1 each week, and that's kind of where we stand right now. So, but I think we're getting better, kind of have a better understanding of what we want to accomplish offense. But it really all starts with our effort and our defense on the defensive end.
You won 3 of your last 4. I know you've got to feel good about that.
Yeah, like I said, we're coming around. There's obviously still things that we need to get better at. But we've got a veteran ball club. They know the importance of every game. And I think we've done a pretty good job of, being solid and being consistent in our approach and, both home and on the road. So hopefully we can continue that this afternoon.
Well, you're, like I said, you're one of the top teams in the conference. You're in that top half of the conference fighting for one of those top 4 spots. Missouri Valley, a much improved team. You played them, it seems like ages ago. You beat them by 13 out at your place, but this should be a good game today.
Oh, yeah, and it does seem like it's ages ago. We had, The other day we played Avila, which we had played in November, and they had changed a lot, and then Valley's changed a lot since the last time we played them in November. And we told our guys they're probably the hottest team in the league, coming into this week. So our guys are a mature group. They understand. They played them, several times in the past. They know, their guys pretty well and their abilities, and know how good they are, and especially here at home. So for us to come out on top today, it's going to have to be a really good effort on both ends.
All right, so you've heard from both coaches, and I agree it should be a pretty good ball game, as we'll give you the starting line. Todd Isles, a 6'2 senior in that starting lineup. Corey Anderson, also a 6'2 senior. Baker, also a team with orange as a predominant color, so we're going to see a lot of that today. Ben Steinlage, the 6'6 senior, leading scorer, and one of their leading rebounders in there as well. So Steinlage's the man, 14.3 points a game, 6.7 rebounds, and I remember him from the last couple of years. He's a good one.
Yeah, he's good. He's their leading scorer, like you said, good rebounder. This is a big game for the Vikings. The Vikings are 4-6, Baker 5-5. If the Vikings can win this game, they can move up possibly into a tie for 5th place, depending on what Central Methodist does. But if Peru State can beat Central, we can beat Baker, it'd be a 3-way tie and getting a little bit closer to that 4th spot, which that's what everybody tries to do, finish in the top 4 so you can have a home game for that postseason conference tournament.
Michael Cooper, 6'1 senior, Fort Worth, Texas. Kevin Stander, 5'10 sophomore out of Republic. The leading conference scorer, Jordan Epps, 5'10 freshman, also the leader, or one of the leaders in assists and steals in the conference. He's having quite a year. James Pope, 6'4 senior, St. Petersburg, Florida. And Law Brown, Lawrence, 6'8 junior, now averaging 8.4 points a game out of Chicago.
I tell you, I bet you most coaches, they would just as soon have Jordan Epps as any player in this conference. Number one, because of the numbers he's put up, and number two, the fact he's only a freshman.
Yeah, you'd say, well, how about Dowd? But Dowd's a senior.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just saying, being what Jordan has done and doing that as a freshman, boy, I don't want to jinx him, but boy, what a bright future looks like he's going to have. He's put it together his freshman year.
Remember, we were talking about Dowd that way when he was a freshman, and now everyone's talking about Jordan Epps. He is no question one of the best players in this conference. Kind of a rarity here. We have numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 starting the game. How about that?
Yeah, and 34.
And 34.
Another three, and a 4.
34. Wow.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. In Baker, their uniforms look very similar to the orange uniforms. I'm glad we brought our grays instead of our oranges today. It'd been a bit of trouble. We had a mess on our hands.
Vikings gray with the purple numerals, the orange striping. Baker, solid orange, top and short. Baker across the chest, white numerals. And here we go as the ball's in the air, and it is controlled by the Vikings. And this game is underway. Here's Jordan Epps. Epps brings it quickly to the right side. He'll get around a screen, stop, give it off to Pope, back out front to Connor. Connor to Stander. Stander, good move, left side, stops in the corner, cut off there, ball is tipped and taken away by Baker. Honore with the steal. Honore quickly gets it up court to Isles. Isles back to Honore, looks inside for Carter, not there. Swing it around to Anderson. Anderson, a good outside shooter. Now here's the lob underneath. The Vikings do not protect against Steinlage, and he rolls to the basket and gets an easy one, 2-0 Baker.
Yeah, good entry pass. Steinlage averaging almost 15 points a game. Been around here a long time. He's a good veteran player.
Here's Stander. Now the ball thrown away as he tries to get into Pope, but he may have been fouled. And I think on the foul, it's going to be E.J. Carter, his first. Last few games, the Vikings have gotten down early and had to take a quick timeout. Let's hope they change that this afternoon. Lawrence Brown to inbound. Gets it into Pope. Back out front. Now Stander around a screen. Top of the key. Lets it fly. It's short. And the rebound, Steinlage. Steinlage quickly to Honore. He'll stop, 15-footer, floats up, no good. Rebound underneath, put back up and in. Look what I found. Todd Isles in the lane. Ball came right to him. He laid it in.
You know, one thing about the Vikings, Coach Chad Lance plays a lot of people, but he stayed pretty well with the same starting lineup for quite a while now.
Yeah, these guys are used to each other on the court. Connor off to Epps, fakes it. Now he's going to pop for 3, left side. It's a 2. He was on the line. So Jordan Epps gives the Vikings their first bucket, and it's 4-2.
And there again, he creates off the dribble, something he does so well.
Isles gives it out to Steinlage. Steinlage fires a pass, left side Anderson. Back out to Honore. Honore to Baker, now knocked away by Epps. As I mentioned, Epps not only leads the conference in scoring, he's one of the leaders and very close to the top in assists and also in steals. Almost had another steal there.
Yeah, quick hands, and he almost, like I say, almost picked their pocket cleanly.
Honore gets the inbounds pass to Carter. Swing it around to Isles. Back out front. Here's a Steinlage for three. Buries it. You better guard Ben Steinlage. I don't care where he is on the court. He has 5 quick points at 7-2.
If I remember last year, we lost to Baker in a close game out there, and he really stepped up big at the end.
Here is Epps going left side again from the wing at 7-4. Yeah, he had a great game out there. Honore, top of the key, Steinlage. Now left side to Anderson. Carter pops out high for it. Vikings in a man-to-man defense. Isles drives right side underneath, had a man open and said they go baseline to Carter, misses the shot. Law Brown with a rebound. And who that was underneath, Isles or whomever, would have had a nice little reverse layup, decided to kick it out of the
way. Yeah, that was
Isles.
Made the pass out to Carter.
Now Standard top of the key, 7-4. Here's Epps in the baseline. His triple is good. It is Baker 7, Jordan Epps 7.
Maybe this is going to be one of those days.
Wow. 3 for 3 is Jordan Epps. And now we're going to have a foul called on Michael Connors. He tries to stop Honore from going baseline left side. First foul of the ball game.
Michael's very quick, but Honore he had pretty good position that time, but Honore is so quick, he just stepped in and drew that foul.
Honore out of Stafford, Texas, a transfer from Johnson County Community College, which of course is in Overland Park. Now a ball knocked out of bounds. It'll still belong to Baker. Steinlage out of Corning, Kansas, went to Cloud County Community College. So a lot of junior college transfers on this club as well. Now the ball out to Anderson. Corey Anderson to Steinlage. Steinlage back to Anderson. Drives left side. Back to Steinlage. Free throw line cut off by Connor. He'll gives it back to Honore. He'll back between the circles with 17 on the shot clock. 16:51 to go. Carter top of the key. His three is good. And that is E.J. Carter. He has, that's a second triple, and it's 10-7.
Yeah, nice looking shot by Carter. Pretty good sized guy there as he knocks down that long three.
Epps to Pope, top of the key. Swings it to Connor on the right wing. Connor drives to the free throw line, raises up, 15-footer short off the front iron. Trying to save it as Pope. Ball hits the floor and then off the back of the backboard, and so that's going to be a violation on the Vikings, or last touch by the Vikings. And the ball belongs to Baker.
You know, if you ask me, one of the keys for us this second half of the season to really get back in this conference race, Michael Connor's got to step up big as an offensive player, and I think he's very capable, just needs to get his rhythm back.
Yep. Unlike their women's team, they don't take all that many threes. They've hit 2 of them here. Steinlage, top of the key. They only score 67 points a game. Vikings score 69, so teams like to keep it, Baker would like to keep it a lower scoring game. Now the ball tipped away by Epps, taken away by Lawrence Brown. Back to Epps, quick pass to Stander. Underneath, tried to get it to Pope. Pope couldn't hang on. The pass got caught up on his hip and now taken away by the Wildcats. 10-7 Baker. Honore, top of the key, around a screen baseline, looks for Steinlage. Now fires it way out high for Corey Anderson. Anderson, right side, baseline, underneath Steinlage. He's bumped on the way up. He'll score and is fouled. Steinlage with 7 quick points already. Jim Thomas will check in. Let's see who's going to come out.
You know, I think one thing you mentioned they only score 67 points a game. Benedictine doesn't score that many points, but both those teams play very good defense, and look where they are in the conference standings. Benedictine's 4th and Baker's 5th right now. That just shows you don't have to score 100 points a game to be there if you play that good D night after night.
Steinlage at the line, trying to complete the three-point play. Stander picked up the foul. He'll take his seat. Jim Thomas is in. Steinlage misses the free throw, and rebound to Pope. So it's a 12-7 Baker lead. Pope top of the key. Off to Connor, right wing. Connor drives the baseline, cut off. Back out to Brown. Brown with a good catch. Now he'll try 15-footer to hit it. Just on the elbow, right side. Knocked it down to Lawrence Brown.
Yeah, Lawrence looked good on that. That's a pretty long-range shot for him, and he had nothing but net that time.
Good job. Now here come the Wildcats, leading by 3. Into the game for them is Christopher Lockhart. Lockhart underneath Steinlage. Drives inside the lane, missed his first one, got it back and scored, and he has 9 quick points. It's 14-9.
Well, Steinlage and Jordan Epps have scored all but 7 points in this game so far.
Epps hands it to Connor, top of the key. Now Epps runs that baseline, trying to get open. Thomas is open, baseline, his shot won't go. Rebound Anderson for the orange-clad Wildcats of Baker University out of Baldwin City, Kansas. Diodere to come back in. Steinlage top of the key, now to Anderson. Anderson gives it off to Carter. Carter to Lockhart, right side. Underneath Steinlage, baseline, kicks it in the corner. Wide open 3 on the way. This one is too strong for Anderson. Rebound Jim Thomas. Thomas to Lawrence Brown, top of the key.
I thought about that 3. Hit that one a minute ago.
Epps just inside the 3-point line, top of the key, hits. He hasn't missed a shot. He has 9 points. It's 14-11.
Boy, the young man just fascinates me more and more each game.
You know, you're not going to stop him, but I don't care if you triple team him. He can create off the
quick
dribble.
Off that dribble. I mean, you give him half an inch, and he's going to create some space.
He's going to take the shot. He doesn't mind it. Underneath Steinlage, strong move, blocked by Pope. It comes with Epps now. Epps dribbles it off his foot, but gets it back. And now he'll weave his way through traffic. No look pass. Gets it underneath to Connor. His flip shot, no good, but Pope tips it in. Pope coming from the left side, tipped it in 14-13. It's a 1-point Baker lead.
Yeah, good hustle by James Pope coming down that offside on that offensive rebound. Got great position and tapped it in. And he's another guy that stepped up big during this good stretch the Vikes have had recently.
14-13. The lead belongs to Baker. Julian Mills, top of the circle to Carter. Now back to Lockhart. Lockhart left side, drives in the lane. High arching shot over Lawrence Brown. May have altered that shot. And it pinballs in and out. Rebound Pope, and it comes away now to Epps. I know some of these players get tired wanting to come out. You never see Jordan Epps wanting to come out.
No.
The game.
Hell, they Coach Lance would let him anyway.
Here's Thomas open for 3. Left side for the lead, and he's got it. Jim Thomas hits his first field goal for the left wing. And the Vikings take their first lead of the game, 16-14 with 12:52 to go. And now a timeout taken by Baker.
You know, Ken, we might mention a very good cause today. Coaches Against Cancer is both coaches on both teams all wearing tennis shoes today. And that's a very good cause. Every year you pick one game where both coaches do that. The coaching staffs of both teams do that. And that's a very good cause. And I think that was started by the late Jim Valvano a few years before he passed away. And, boy, he was a legend himself, won that national championship at North Carolina State. And it's just a great cause. It's good to see all the coaches across the country pulling together, both men's and women's coaches, to make that happen.
Norm Stewart had a lot to do with that, too, when he had cancer, and he got a lot of people involved in that as well. So the Missouri coach. So it does a great job. 16-14, Valley with their first lead of the game. On the 3 by Jim Thomas. And let's see. Kevin Lysott comes in, a 6'5" senior for Baker. And he's in the backcourt along with Julian Mills. Mills top of the key. Also checking into that break with Todd Johnston. So a new 5 on the floor, really. Here's a long outside shot for 3 by Lockhart. Christopher Lockhart buries it, a high arching shot, and it's 17-16 Baker. This team's not supposed to be that good from beyond the arc.
And that's the third tray for Baker. Vikes have 2, both by Jordan Epps.
There's Brody Thompson off to Epps. And
he did. He shuffled. That's a real quick first step that he has that time. He just didn't get the ball on the floor quite quick enough.
Thought about taking a shot and then tried to drive and called for the walk. 17-16. Baker with a lead. We move along here in the first half women's game. Ooh. Here's a steal by Hayes. Hayes almost got the steal.
And he disconnected
us. And let's see, the ball knocked out of bounds. It's going to belong to Baker.
Yeah, that was a drive that time by Kevin Lysott. Got it swatted away, so Baker keeps possession.
They'll work it baseline. Give it back out, top of the key to Lockhart. Lockhart now hands it off to Julian Mills. Mills back to Lockhart, free throw line. Kicks it off, down to 11 on the shot clock. They go top of the key to Mills. Well, they're going to have to take notice of that shot clock as Mills top of the key. 2-1. They get the shot off from the baseline. It's missed by Johnston, but the rebound Diotta. They did get the shot off.
Yeah, good D by the Vikes, so they did not get a very good shot.
Here's Brody Thompson, works right side. Back it comes to Epps, top of the key to Hayes. Underneath Diotta, little jump hook in the lane, won't go. Rebound Lockhart. Good shot though, and Diotta just couldn't finish.
Yeah, good ball movement by the Vikes that time. Reversed it well, got it inside, just didn't convert.
Lysott off to Lockhart. Lockhart, top of the key. Now they're working back to the left side to Todd Johnson. Vikings really working defensively. Give it to Baba Diallo. Diallo out front, Lysott back into the key. They're just not letting anybody get in that lane for the Wildcats. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Here's Lockhart. He tries to go one-on-one, taken away by Epps. Epps will race down 1-on-3, stop, pop a 10-footer and hit it. He says, you want to have 3 defenders, I'll just stop and take it up from 12.
11 points already for Jordan Epps.
Wow.
He's had a game already.
18-17, Vikings by 1. The steal went down and created a shot inside the lane. Johnston, top of the key. Off to Mills. Epps steps in and gets a left hand on that one and knocks it out of bounds.
You know, you talk about substitutions. Only one starter, Jordan Epps, the only player on either team in the starting lineup on the floor right now.
Yeah, so this is interesting way these two coaches are playing this. Lysott. Now to Mills. Mills guarded by Brody Thompson. Off to Lockhart. Lockhart around the screen, or tried to get around the screen by Diallo.
Vikes playing pretty good defense right now.
Johnston steps free throw line. Off to Mills. Mills will drive through. 2 on the shot clock. Shot is blocked by Diotta. Here comes Thompson. Off to Epps for 3. This one won't go, just a little strong. And Lysott with the rebound. 18-17 Valley, 10 minutes to go in the half.
Baker's not gotten a good shot the last 2 times down the court. That Viking defense really playing well right now.
Here's Mills, top of the key. Tries to get underneath to Lysott and reaching around, picking up the foul, Kendall Hayes.
And is that only the second team foul on the Vikings?
His third.
I guess.
I've got one on Cooper, one on Stander, and now one on Hayes. Only one foul on Baker. Now Jordan Honore comes back in for the Wildcats. 18-17, 9:53 to go. Here's the alley-oop into Diallo. And he is going to be fouled by Diotta.
Yeah, Diotta almost took Diallo's head off that time.
They tried the little alley-oop on the inbounds. Diotta saw it coming. Baba Diallo went up, and it was a foul. Diallo will go to the line on the foul by Diotta. Free throw good. And now 1 out of 2 from the line.
Yeah, they tried that lob pass right in the middle of the lane, and it was a nice, Diallo, a nice catch and hung in the air. But good job by Diotta stopping the sure, too.
Second free throw, good. Nice, Diallo. They list him out of Lawrence, Kansas, went to Centenary College before transferring to Baker. Epps out front to Diotta, now to Brody Thompson. Thompson lobs underneath, nice pass into Hayes. It's knocked away by Lysott and picked up by Honore. Honore top of the key, back to Lysott. Now they'll work it to Lockhart. Top of the key to Johnston. Under 10 minutes to go in the first half. Honore cut off by Diotta, out to Diallo. Baseline Lysott, drives the baseline, walked with it. Another good defensive effort by the Vikings.
Vikes really playing some D. And this is really a chess game. It's both these teams playing about 10 players, shuffling them in and out. You want the right combination on the floor at the right time. Who do you put in, when, how much rest do you give your starters, things like that. So this college coaching is a pretty complicated business.
Steinlage comes back in. Also back in is Isles. The Vikings bring 4 of their 5 starters in, and they leave Epps on the floor.
E.J. Carter, I think, is going to get whistled for the foul, I believe.
As he fouled Epps, trying to stop him from going to the sideline on the far side.
They've only got 2 fouls, and I think E.J.'s got both of them.
Lysott will come back in, and Carter's going to leave. So Stander will inbound. It's 19-18 Baker, 9:12 to go, first half. Epps, top of the key. Swings it around to Connor, drives left side, stops, raises up, 14-footer, may have been partially blocked. Ooh, they just say that ball hit the side of the backboard.
Yeah, I don't know.
Michael
Michael would not have missed a shot that badly, I don't think.
All three officials, they confirmed they're going to give the ball to Baker. I mean, that ball almost hit behind the backboard.
Somebody had to get a paw on that one, I think.
thought so. Honore, top of the key. A good catch right in front of us by Johnston. He had to go high to get that one. Johnston splits a double team and now dribbles it off his knee out of bounds.
Well, we had a pass almost came to us. Kendall Hayes unhooked our mechanism there for a minute. So.
Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff this afternoon. Sitting courtside, that's where you want to be. Glad to have you with us. Stretch Internet and also livestream.com is the TV production crew doing a great job with that this afternoon. Law Brown free throw line, raises for the 15-footer, rattles it up, but it won't stay down. Rebound Honore.
Law says, get me that ball outside. I've got the J.
Here's Honore through traffic all the way. Gives it back out front. Now they'll work it to Johnston. Johnston top of the key against the Viking man. 18:24 to go. Steinlage back out to Honore. Honore free throw line, raises up. His 15-footer won't go. Rebound taken down by Lawrence Brown. Took it away from Kevin Lysock.
Yeah, Lawrence ripped that one down in the crowd. Nice aggressive defense by Law.
Here's Epps. Wrap around pass to Law. Brown can't score, but he's fouled. He went underneath the basket and then flipped it behind him to Lawrence Brown, and Brown couldn't get it to go, but he was fouled. He'll shoot two. Foul is on Todd Johnston, his first.
That's the thing about Jordan Epps. He not only scores almost 20 points a game, but he creates so many opportunities for the other players by his penetration and his good passing ability.
Lawrence Brown at the line. Law has a couple of points. First of two free throws on the way, and good.
And there's another man that's really stepped his offensive performance up lately. Law, a big game the other night up at Culver Stockton, 16 points on Thursday night. So he's really had several double-figure games, really played well.
Gets both free throws here to give Valley the lead, 20-19. Jordan Honore, double teamed as he gets it across the timeline, so he leads it to Lysot. Now between the circles, Lysot swings it back left wing. Here's a 14-foot jump shot rattling in from that left side by Corey Anderson, his first field goal, the 6'2 senior. Anderson out of Mansfield, Texas. Now pass inside, taken away by Honore. Honore leads the break. He drives to the lane all the way, has this one swatted out of bounds.
Yeah, good game. 21-20. Baker leads it, but it's just been seesaw back and forth the whole way. These teams both playing very hard. They both play a lot of people. It's a good ball so far.
Yeah, really good game. Steinlage, who had 9 early points, is into the game. Gives it to Lysot. Back to Steinlage at the free throw line, extended right. Now they'll work at baseline to Lysot. Back into the corner for a three, and it's good by Todd Isles. His first triple. He has 5, and it's 24-20. I'm making a liar of myself. I said they didn't use the three that much in their offense. They certainly have.
Well, that was a wide open look that time.
Here's Epps, leans in, kind of gets some separation between he and Todd Isles, and then knocks it down. He has 13.
Wow, what a start for Jordan Epps.
And I mean, Isles was right on him. He just kind of leaned in, just a little separation, and then knocked it down.
Yep, he sure did. And he's feeling it tonight. And like I said, almost everything he's done has been created off the dribble.
Yeah. There's no secret. This second time around, nobody's going to not know about Jordan Epps, but he can just create so much.
We know you watch him here early in the year, and you think, well, will he taper off? He can't get much better, but I believe he's gotten better since the beginning of the year. You know,
so much confidence. What a player!
Yeah.
What a player he is. There's been several that have really helped the Vikings in this good stretch, and of course he's the leader, and they all know that. They all know that he's that kind of player. These guys go against him every day in practice. Honore out front, 6:50 to go. It's 24-22. Honore, nice move. He has an open 14-footers. He gets by Connor, and he hits his first bucket. And now Baker up by 4, 26-22. Epps into the forecourt. What an assignment for Todd Isles. Has to guard him. Back out it comes to Connor. Now Stander open at the free throw line. Didn't pull the trigger. Gives it back to Connor. Drives baseline. Back it comes to Pope. Stander's open. 3 on the way. Rims in and out. Oh, that was a tough shot. I thought it was down.
I thought it was down, too. It just kind of rolled around the rim and then kicked back out.
Rebound Diallo. Diallo gets it back top of the key. Honore will try an outside shot. He hits a 3. And Honore has 5 quick points. And bam, just like that, it's 29-22. Baker taking a 7-point lead. And, you know, their shooting percentage is pretty impressive here in the first half.
I tell you, both Baker teams, they're going to want to come in here and play their home games on our floor. Both the girls and the guys shooting very well here on the Valley court.
The women, if you joined us late, were 7 for 9 from beyond the arc in the first half. And now two different sides to this court. On the south end, they have a big curtain that's down, and behind that's a lot more room here in the field house. And on the north end, they keep the curtain up now so you can sit at the balcony where our athletic director, Tom Pfeiffer's up there watching this game. And you can stand up on the balcony and watch. The Hall of Fame, of course, is up in the balcony, second floor of this building, and all-purpose building, which is, this building's been here some 20 years now.
Yeah, and you don't realize that. You think of it as a new building, but it has been. But that's 5 threes for Baker. And what about Jordan Epps? 13 of the 22 points for the Vikes so far.
Pressure put on, and the Vikings beat it, and now Stander drives right side, puts up a shot, and he was fouled by Steinlage. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, nice job by Stander. We talked about Kevin so many times. He's not going to back down from anybody. He'll take that ball and go right at the best. And that time he goes against the big guy Steinlage and draws the 2-shot foul.
Kevin averaging 8.6 points a game. Free throw, good. You know, I think of him as maybe that we think he should score more points, and the reason being the first time we saw him down at Evangel, he didn't miss a shot.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, he's going to do this every night. He's going to shoot 78% every time.
What a scrapper, though. He gives it everything he's got every night out on both ends of the court.
Misses the second free throw. Diala comes up with it underneath. So Kevin has his first point. It's 29-23. Now they try to trap Andre. Having trapped, he gets the timeout just before he steps out of bounds. He had that toes on the floor, was about ready to walk with it when he got the timeout call. The Vikings had him trapped right at midcourt.
I think both teams got a break there because I think James Pope shoved off a little bit, and I'm not sure. I think Honore was falling out of bounds. I don't know how he got the timeout signal, but apparently he did.
Remember, they've done away with a rule that I never did like a few years ago, when you could be out of control and literally up in the air, falling out of bounds with your both feet off, and you could call a timeout. And they finally said, no, we're not going to do that. You have to have some control of where you are on the court.
Well, the most acrobatic timeout play, though, I've seen is the one pulled up at Graceland last Saturday where with the 7/10 of a second left, we miss a free throw. A kid grabs the rebound, comes down, tells the official timeout. The official tells the table timeout. And only 2/10 of a second.
That was really quick.
That was masterful.
Here's Honore, top of the key. He'll swing it around to the left side, give it off there to Anderson. Anderson off to Isles. Isles, right side. They go baseline to Honore, kicks it back out. Honore, top of the key. Boy, they're really moving the ball. 6 on the shot clock. Honore's going to drive around Thomas. Baseline, tries to get it into Steinlage. Ball knocked away. It's loose on the floor. Pope dives to the floor. Stander's down there. And let's see who else is. Somebody for Baker's down on the floor as well.
And I think the Vikings are arguing that should have been a shot clock violation. I think they're saying the shot clock ran down.
Yeah, and I don't think the ball hit the rim. So
no, I don't think it did either. I don't think that touched the rim at all.
So that should be a shot clock violation.
Or else the shot clock had wound way down. I'm not sure which.
Because they're only about, I know there were 7 seconds left when they still had the ball way out.
I think the Viking coaching staff arguing that should be a shot clock violation, Viking ball, but it looks like now the official's talking it over right at the head of the key. So we're down to 5:26 in the first half. It's a 6-point lead for Baker, but this has been a close game. Leads seesawed back and forth most of the half, and pretty well played by both teams.
29-23 is our score. Well, what are they going to do here? They're still deciding what if there was a foul. I don't know what the.
I don't think there was a foul.
5:26 to go here in the first half. We should have in our next break. We should have the women's scores for you from this afternoon. It'll be very interesting to check those scores and see what's happening as we are, believe it or not, in our second go-around as far as the conference schedule is concerned.
Well, I think, I'm trying to look ahead, I think 4 weeks from today the conference season will be over.
Wow.
I think we've got 4 more Saturdays. We've got Benedictine next week, and then following Saturday we're here against Peru. Following Saturday at Mid-America, then Grayson here to wrap up. We've got some Thursday games in between. We've got Thursday games with Evangel, Central Methodist, and Avila in there too.
Looks like Peru State beat Central Methodist today, 69-63 in overtime.
That Peru State team's amazing.
She ought to be coach of the year.
They're amazing.
They're 6-5 now in the league. Wow. And Ward is a great player. They were down to 5 players for a while. Here's Pope. Tries to drive the right side. Back it comes to Thomas. Thomas, top of the key. Nice bounce pass into Brown. He spins to the left side. Can't score. Diallo is able to grab the rebound and gives it off now to Julian Mills. 29-23. 6-point lead for Baker late first half. Way out front to Steinlage.
Good ball movement by Baker right now.
They really move it around. Steinlage to Mills. Now to Isles, baseline, back out to Diallo, and they're going to say Epps reached up and got him on the wrist. It's the only place he could get him. Epps is 5'9", Diallo 6'8".
Yeah, and Jordan hands always moving, always scrappy, and they're going to now, Brody Thompson checks back into the Viking lineup. Kevin Standard will take a seat. With 4:44 left to play, Baker up by 6, they've got the ball.
Into the corner to Lysott. Now to Mills. Mills back it away. Brody Thompson, couldn't get any closer to him and guarding him. Good job. Mills top of the key. Leave it in front of the Viking bench for another 3 for Anderson. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 threes by
6.
this team.
And with the women they had 9 in the first half.
Seven out of 9.
7 out of 9. It's 7.
32-23, an 8-point lead. Here's Thomas. Gives it back Pope. He's open top of the key. His shot won't go. Boy, the Baker Wildcats had that lane completely sealed off. They were only 1 of 108 at 292 coming in, only 37% from beyond the arc. They've hit 6 of them in this first half. 32-23, and they've got the ball and a 9-point lead, 3:53 to go. Isles top of the key. Looks in for Steinlage. He and Brown doing a lot of shoving in there. Mills working against Thomas, and the hash mark right in front of us. Top of the key. Another long 3 on the way. This one off the front of the iron by Anderson. Rebound Lawrence Brown. Our number 3, Brody Thompson, quickly in the forecourt. Brown just inside the top of the key. Now gives it off to Epps. Epps off to Jim Thomas. Brings it back top of the circle. 3.5 to go. Brody Thompson looks in for Pope. Now Brody's going to drive baseline. Fires it all the way across to Epps. Epps open on the wing. This one a little too strong. Long rebound. Epps gets it through away from 3 defenders. Baseline Brody Thompson. He'll try a 3 that won't go. Brown tips it. This one goes to Mills. Mills gets it ahead, and Lysott has a 2-on-1 break, and Lysott will score.
Well, good ball movement by the Vikings. They really passed the ball around, got it to Jordan Epps for a good look, got Brody Thompson a good look, just couldn't get the 2 shots to fall. Then Baker ran the floor very well, got it ahead to Kevin Lysott, and good timeout by the Vikings right now at 3:06, down by 11.
All right, here are the scores this afternoon from the women's side. Culver won at Avila 65-59, so Culver now goes to 5-6 in the league.
Avila really struggling right now.
And Avila falls to 3-8. Vikings are 3-8 after their loss to Baker. Baker goes to 7-3. Mid-America beat Graceland 76-58. Mid-America now 10-1, and Graceland still looking for the win. They're on 11. And who else do we have? Benedictine and Evangel. Benedictine won that game 72-41.
Was that played in Atchison?
Yeah, that's played in Atchison.
You like to say Evangel?
No, that was played in Springfield.
Wow, 72-41. That's
so
either Benedictine played very well, they're playing very well, or Evangel's really starting to stumble.
And I mentioned Peru won 69-63 at home in overtime. So Peru goes to 6-5, and CMU falls to 7-4. So we'll give you the standings here in the next break on the women's side. All right, 34-23. All of a sudden, it's an 11-point lead for Baker. We're down to the 3-minute mark of the half. Brody Thompson gives it off to Jim Thomas on the wing right side. Thomas back. It comes to Epps. Now to Thompson. Man-to-man defense by Baker. Brown might have gotten away with a push. Let's see if they're going to call.
Kind of hold on one of the Baker players, I think.
Players.
It's going to be on. I think that's going to be on
Julian
Mills, I believe.
That's only the 5th team foul. Both teams with just 5 fouls, 2:48 to go here in the first half.
Baker has shot 3 free throws in the first half. We've shot 4. All been on shooting foul.
So this one moving right along. Thompson to Epps. Epps baseline, can't pull the trigger, gives it back out. Fresh 35 on the shot clock after that foul. Pope will take a shot from the outside. It won't go. Rebound, Lawrence Brown puts it back in. He just took it away from Steinlage and scored.
Lawrence went up big that time. Went up very strong and took it right back up and in, and good to see. And Lawrence getting a much better touch around that basket.
Steinlage works it to the right side for Anderson. Back out front to Lysott. Lysott to Christopher Lockhart. Lockhart back out front to Mills. Swing it around to Anderson. Anderson lobs it for Lysott. Good job by Lawrence Brown, not letting him go baseline. Here's the outside shot, no good by Lockhart. Pope rips up down the rebound. He'll give it off to Thompson.
James Pope fully extended on that rebound. Good bound by James.
Pope top of the key into Law Brown. Brown takes it, kicks it back out to Thomas, fakes the three. Starts to drive in the lane, back to Brown. We're down to 20 on the shot clock, 1:54 to go in the first half. 34-25, Baker with a lead. Thomas now, both coaches working as hard as the players. Now Thomas double teamed and lost it in the corner. Mills take it away. Quickly down to Lockhart. Lockhart fires underneath the Lysott, and for the second time, Lysott running the floor, gets involved in a 2-on-1 break and gets an easy layup.
Well, what a great pass that time by Christopher Lockhart. He threw a bullet right through one of the Viking defenders and hit Lysott on the dead run. Yeah, when you run the floor and hustle down, good things happen to you.
Epps leaves it for Thomas, 36-25, a minute 20 to go. Inside, Thomas gets inside, puts it right over Steinlage and scores. And the St. Louis junior now has 5.
Yeah, Jim, nice move that time. Spun to the right, then came back with the left and kissed it off the glass.
36-27, a minute 6 to go. Lockhart into the forecourt for the Wildcats, guarded by Epps. Off to Mills. Epps will play all 20 minutes of this first half. Steinlage to Anderson. Shot clock at 16, game clock at 54. Baseline, Lysott. Lysott against Pope. Good, strong defense by the Vikings. 8 on the shot clock as they back it to the timeline with Mills. Down to 5, down to 4. Mills double teamed and fouled with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Ouch.
Jordan,
but it's not a shooting foul.
That'd be Jordan's second foul, I believe.
Jordan went for the steal, and you can't fault the effort because you're not standing on the court looking up at the shot clock.
Yeah, you don't know.
You're down to 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Wrong place at the wrong time.
Now, fresh 35, so there's 7-second difference between shot clock and game clock. So the Vikes should at least have the last crack at the last shot.
I'd say Baker will run it down as far as they can unless they get a real good look.
Here's Lockhart, top of the key. They lead at 36-27. Low-scoring game. Kind of thought it would be. Now here's Anderson, and a whistle and a foul. If that's on Thomas, they'll get a couple free throws. It is on Jim. And so that will put Anderson to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1, as that is the 17th foul on the Vikings.
Corey Anderson, 5 points in the game, first trip to the line. I remember he was a pretty solid player on this team last year, too.
Yes, he was. 6'2" senior. First free throw is good, and he earns the bonus. A lot of junior college transfers on this club. I mentioned him. I mentioned Anderson. He was at Mansfield, Texas. Steinlage played at Cloud County Community College. Lysott at Kansas City, Kansas Community College. There's a real good community college league in Kansas. What do you do, miss a second free throw?
No, he hit them both. Hit them both.
I was looking
at
my
book. Hit them both.
Okay, thank you. If you hadn't been here, I wouldn't have known that.
No, I watched the ball trickle through the net.
All right, 38-27, 14 seconds to go. Brody Thompson way out by the timeline. They'll wind it down for the last shot. Now Brody gives it off to Brown. Out it comes. Here's a 3 on the way. That was just too strong by Epps. Laurel Brown gets it back, puts up the shot. It won't go. So the Vikings got a couple of good looks at the end, but could not get either one of them to go down. And it is 38-27. Boy, that is a defensive battle in this game. We'll be right back.
Whether it was Joe DiMaggio or Jackie Robinson,
Rosa Parks or Sally Ride,
Bogart or Brando,
you're just the right age to do something important that you can be remembered for.
Even if you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, or beyond.